Hello everyone, welcome back to another part of Apologies. This is Ace Attorney. Last time we got left off, we're in a really screwed position right now. Unless we can find some evidence or a witness that can get us out of this mess, Machi's gonna go to jail. Or juvie. I don't know what he's being prosecuted for. I know he's thinking he can't be prosecuted in our judicial system, but you know, you get to forget that. We're gonna. So we got three options here: present evidence, call witness, and I don't have proof. Well, we can't do this because we have nothing on us that can prove that Machi, that there pretty much there was nobody there to witness the crime. But we do have call a witness. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there was no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure?
Absolutely. I swear it on my career as a prosecutor.
You're about to lose your career then.
And on my million-seller hit song, A Troquinine, My Love.
There he goes again. That's too bad because there was a witness. Ho ho, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge that the prosecution clearly does not? Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... He's alive. I'm prepared to see a lot of flashbacks. This case relies a lot on them. Mr. Latus. Mr. Latus? Latus, I'm gonna call him Latus. Can you hear me? Nord has actually let me know, and that's Nordorf. Let me know that it's probably pronounced lettuce or something like that, but I don't really like the way that sounds. It's probably because I'm not Borginian in origin, but you know, whatever. Cold, so cold. Witness. You're cold, don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Latus. Tell me who's the witness. The witness is Siren. Ugh. What? The victim said this before.
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not.
What do you mean by that?
All we know is what her forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely.
It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Yeah, we're back to this again. I remember getting this wrong, and it hurt me deeply. There's no backing out now. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. Now, we only can call one person because pretty much she is the only one we can call. We can't really call him because he was part of the band. He's the victim. Klavier was doing the band. Trucy was watching the band. He was gone. Tobier was doing the band as well, and she disappeared somewhere. So, Lemure? Recall Mr. Latus' last words. The witness is Siren, to be more specific. The Siren? Aha! He meant the Siren. That's right, the Siren of the ballad. Lemure was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage arena. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We now take a break from the detective in disguise cross-examination. Please show Lemure to the witness stand. Lemure would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today would drag the story right out of her, no matter what it is. Man, he sounds really serious about trying to get
It is my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the ballad to our courtroom.
It is my distinct honor. I need to start reading what's on top of that. You are too kind. Ah, you can speak English? Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There's so much I do not know. You speak so well. Have you spent time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. What does she mean she doesn't know?
I too thought to call her a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course.
What's that?
Lamirar suffers from amnesia.
Amnesia? Lamirar is not my true name. Yes, I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on the stage. Oh, she's even more mysterious than I thought.
As la the singer Lamirar, she lives a good life.
Mysterious and pretty.
There are little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress.
I see. I care surprisingly little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamirar. Thank you. Yet there's something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened.
Lamirar, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet the young gentleman with the white forehead over there was that man that you stand.
He just keeps on talking about my forehead! Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo, you're the bad guy. Trucy? Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If I did not believe in child abuse, I would freaking punch you. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I truly don't believe in that. I think that's really bad. No one should do it. Nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw that night of the crime. As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Interesting testimony you got there, Lamirar, or really pretty eyes you got there, Lamirar, or Lamir. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be.
Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go. You know what, Trucy? Never mind. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Lamira wouldn't talk to me that night of the crime. She must know something, and I got to find out. Find out what? Okay, now you don't have to press anything here, but we do gotta present some evidence to which is the third thing she just said, which is she did not return backstage after the second set. Now we want to present this. We want to present her brooch to this statement. I'm sorry, Lamira, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not?
Why, that's Lamirar's. She was wearing it for her song.
Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin?
What?
This brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime.
What?
Lamira? Lamirar? How did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you have been wearing it during your performance that night. Whoa! I forgot her expression. I forgot that pretty much her reaction was that usually when she gets really surprised, her like little face mask thing will flap up and cover her eyes, but you can see her mouth. What is the meaning of this, Lamirar? Please explain. Lamirar? Oh Lord, she's speaking in that language now.
She says English is quite difficult.
That trick's not gonna work here.
Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact.
I'm mad she's speaking in Burgunese now. If freaking Klavier could speak it. What now?
In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment.
What?
Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak.
Is she really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah! Is she talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right. Understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Lighthouse, can you hear me? I'm not even gonna bother repeating this. To be completely honest, I'm not gonna bother repeating any of this. Like, they rely heavily on flashbacks, which I say is a good and a bad thing, because that way it can help you remember some things, like even small important things. But who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. I could have sworn I heard a door close. I looked in there, just a glance, mind you.
So this was when your brooch dropped. That explains that.
It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked in it for an instant, but you dropped your brooch?
Her forehead. She has raised the possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
She looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I tended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice.
Her forehead shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. A horrible voice indeed.
You know what? I closed the door immediately. You know what? You know what, Klavier? Come over here and say that to my face. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lemuel, did you did take a look into the room though, right? Yes. Testifies to what you saw. Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. When my performance was finished, I went to backstage for a moment. Now, I'm trying to think, is it this one we want to use the perceive ability on? I think it's this one. Now what we want to do, okay, I missed it, but it was there. I hope you guys saw it. She takes a gulp when she's saying the next couple words here. Right there. Gotcha. The late Mr. Lightthouse's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Lighthouse's death than you are saying. What? I could see her trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't follow my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Lighthouse have to be shot? One moment, Lemuel. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Miss Lighthouse have to be shot? Yes. She was hiding something, I knew it. Lemuel, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Eh? How could that be? Take this. Emma contradicted her own testimony, and I have evidence to prove that. And the investigation report? Is this what you want to present? I think this is it. Tell me, Lemuel, how did you know he had been shot? Well, immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me about anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Miss Lighthouse had been shot. How could you have known? York. Lemure, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony.
Of course. All we want to know is the truth.
She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. And now, before we end this off, we're gonna present pretty much this diagram here. We're gonna present this diagram here. Lemure, they call you the Serenade ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. Such put downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo.
Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah?
Come on, can I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lemure, you looked in from the door for just a moment. Correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes, but they were in the wall. The door is on. Eh? You see, assuming you merely glanced in the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. York. Lemure? Yes? I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something. And I must tell you what it is that I saw. Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You'll understand your reputation is at stake if it falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing.
But she knew how Miss House died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lemure. Lemure. Very well. Lemure, please continue testimony, and don't lie. Very well, I shall. I guess in the next part of Apollo, Ace Attorney, we'll see what she saw and what I saw too. See you guys then.